Hello to everyone for the today's webinar together with our app partner Bosbec. Jakob, he will take over in a second. I just wanted to inform you about the task of today. So Jakob will present to you how easy it is to build together with Bosbec an app for the myApps platform. And for your information, you will be totally muted. You have the possibility to ask questions in a written way, and we will sort them out later. And in addition, we will unmute you in the middle of the webinar, so approximately in 15 to 20 minutes, so you can ask questions, and then after the webinar again. And so that's my part of today. So I will hand over now to Jakob.
Perfect, thank you. Welcome to this webinar. My name is Jacob, and I will today show you how you can create solutions and apps in Bosbec connected to the innovaphone PBX and use them from the myApps inside the innovaphone platform. So Bosbec is a Swedish company. We're an automation platform where you create solution in the low-code environment. So low-code, the space where you create the solution in Bosbec, we call it a workflow engine, and that's the low-code part of it. And you create the solution with visual objects, like you see in the screen here, and you can also connect external solutions that you can involve in that solution that you are building. And for this example, it will be innovaphone, but you can also involve more than one system into that solution. And you can then create solutions with minimal coding skills. So why would you like to do it like this? We can see that 60% of all the customer needs are unique, and you don't want to build a special solution because it will make it very expensive, and it will be hard to manage over time, and it will also be hard to fulfill security. So with a low code, you can deliver these solutions in a simpler way, and it will make easy to create the solution based on the innovaphone platform, easy to build, no deployment, easy to deliver, and it will directly be scalable and used by many people directly. And we will also secure that it will be compliant, security compliant to ISO, DORA, and NIS2. So when it comes to low-code, there are different kind of low-code platforms. And there are platforms where you can build the solution and you need to deploy it and take care of it by yourself. But in Bosbec, you can build the solution and a representation of that solution will be directly on our servers. So it's a completely multi-tenant solution, and all the databases and everything like that will be from our servers. And you will get a lot of things directly when you have built it. So you just build it and put it on live. So it will be very easy to use it from there. So this is how it looks when we connect it to the innovaphone PBX. We can connect the innovaphone PBX in two ways, either with a REST or with a WebSocket, depending on what you would like to do. When you have to connect to the PBX, you can start to build the solution, and the objects that you're building with in Bosbec is called jobs and triggers. So there are different kind of jobs and triggers where you build the functionality in the solution. And if you need a graphical user interface, that will be used from a space that's called services and forms. Services is something from the internal users, and forms will be for a public user, for example, used from a public website. It then is this service part that will be published into the myApps solution. So when you created a service, you can use that service directly from the from myApps inside the innovaphone platform. So now I would like to show you some parts of the platform, how it looks like, before I come into some examples and how we can use that. And the main parts of the platform is channels. Channels is something where we connect other systems or where we communicate with people. Workflows is something where a space where we build the solution. Units is a storage area. It's a key value storage area, so you don't have to set up any database if you need to store any information in between the solutions. Services is a graphical user interface that can be launched into myApps, and forms is how you can create a website that you can publish on a public website, for example, for collecting information from users. And I will show you a bit how it looks like in the Bosbec. So here is how the platform looks like. I will not learn you how to build today. I will just show you some examples and guide you around. I start with units, and this is the storage area. In this case, I have just stored my phone number, but as you can see here, it's a key value storage area that you can be used from here. So you don't have to set up any of your own databases. And this can be reached directly from the workflow, so you can work with this one. And then we have something that we call services, channels. And this is where we connect external solutions. In this case, we have HTTP and MQTT. That's the two parts where we're connecting the innovaphone PBX. MQTT is a part we are not using exactly MQTT. We are using for innovaphone. We are using WebSocket, but we're using HTTP for some parts of it. So if you would like to create the HTTP channels, you can just create it here and create a specific channel for a specific purpose, for example. And then we got the workflows. This is where we are building the solution, and I just would like to show you how it looks like. So I will take this away. I just put an example in advance. So this is where you have your toolbox for building the solution. So I start with a trigger like this, and then I can start to build the solution. And this is the thing about the solution. When you have built things together, you just have to save it, and then you can put it on live. Then you have a solution ready. So you don't have to deploy it somewhere or do something else with it. And this is always tested, and all these things can be configurable internally as well. So this is not something that we're learning. I will just show you how it looks like I will show you a real case later on. And then we have the part that we call forms, where we can build a graphical user interface. And for that, we have a form builder. I can just show you here how it looks like. So here we can go in and we can create a form, and we can generate the URL that we can publish on the website. And this will directly communicate into that workflow, so you can collect data from there. So this is for public users, and then you have the other part that is for the for myApps. That is the service part, where I can and this is only for internal users. So here I have predefined two apps that I will show you how I can use from the myApps. And we have also created a store where you can directly install those apps, so they are ready to use directly. So one part is the functionality of the app, and the other part is how you connect this to the myApps. Yes. So now I have two examples that I would like to show you, and how I'm using those examples from myApps. The first part is how I can create time slots connected to the video conference solution in innovaphone. And I can create time slots that will be able to book for example, customers, students, or parents to create meetings. And I will publish these time slots on a public website. So my customers, for example, can come in there and book a time with me when they would like to have video conference. And for each time they book time slots, a unique video conference meeting will be created automatically that I can reach as an administrator from myApps. The other example that I have is how I can create an SMS chat based on people that are logged into a waiting queue group. And this example could be, for example, for an alarm group or for crisis management, for example, where I would like to have a chat with people that is in duty right now in an alarm group, for example, in case of an incident. So I will start first here with a live demo of how I can put in the video conference part. And the scenario is here that I'm in school and I would like to have performance review with the parents about their children's. And it's very hard for me to book meetings with them. So it's easier that I publish time slots that they can book themselves where they suit them to have that meeting. Then I will see for each time. And I will also put security so I know it's the right person coming into the right meeting. And for this, I need to connect the innovaphone. And to connect the innovaphone video conference, I need two keys. I need an M key and I need a conference URL. Then I need to build the workflow. In this case, it will be very easy since I just have to install it. Then I create an URL that is unique for this service. And that URL I can put into myApps. So I can open this service directly from myApps. So this is how I would do that. As you can see here, I just take these two parts, the M key and the conference URL, and I will install it. So I have prepared this in advance. I can use it directly from here. So as you can see, it's already installed on this part here. Then I need to take this URL here to put into myApps in the innovaphone platform. So I go in here and I go into myApps. And here we got the generic app that is Bosbec app builder, where you can put that URL in, and then you can reach that service directly from here. I go in here and I put in this app like this. And then I reach that service directly from the innovaphone service. And as you can see here I created some time slots directly. So now I'm the teacher that is the administrator that would like to create these time slots. I can create a new one. Say there will be a meeting on the 10th at 10 o'clock. And all this time slot will be unique meetings in the video conference meeting. So nobody can come in together in these parts. So this is the part when somebody book a meeting, I can see who has booked the meeting and I get the directly URL to the video conference that I can open here. So I will participate in the same meeting as the parent. But I need to have a space for the parent also to book the meeting. And that's where I'm using the forms. So I have to publish a form on the website, and I can do that here. I generate the form as a URL here. So it looks like this one. And here I can register with my email. I can put in a specific code, so only I can reach the meeting. And I can put in my social security number. see here. Now I'm just taking some digits here, but in the real case, I can secure that it is the right number, so it's the right person coming into the meeting here. And I submit. And on the next page here, I see all the available meeting. So I would like to book the meeting at 10 o'clock on the 10th. I do it here, and I submit it like this. And then we'll see that I'm receiving a confirmation email here. Yeah, I received the confirmation email where I can access to the meeting directly from this email. I go in here, I can use my personal code, submit to the meeting, and now I can directly from here join the meeting as a participant. But now you can see this meeting hasn't started yet. It will start in 72 hours, so I can't access to the meeting right now. And you can also see in myApps for the administrator, he can access to the meeting directly from here and open that URL, so it will be directly in the same meeting as the parent here. And he can also see who has the meeting.
And you see already that it is booked, huh? And not available anymore.
Exactly. I can see here that the book is not available anymore.
Cool.
And I can also edit them and things. And in this case, I only have one meeting at one time slot. I could have more, if I were more teacher, I could have more meeting on the same time slot. But in that case, I need to have more video conference meetings on the innovaphone side. So I can't have exactly the same time slot just on one platform.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah. So this is one example.
Yeah. So from an idea, that could be, of course, in your example, it was for educational part, but it can, of course, be for doctors, for all kind of appointments where you really need a secure meeting and a dedicated registration for person, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we can put on, we have tested that in Sweden, and we can put in some digital ID, so you can secure that exactly, so you don't need to registrate. You have a public security ID in Sweden that is digital, so you can log in from that part as well. So if that's available in your country, it will be possible to do that as well.
In 5 years, maybe in Germany, huh?
Yeah, but it could maybe be in some parts, in some. Yeah. So that's the first example that I have. Then I have one more example here, and that's how you can, the scenario is that you have an alarm group that you will be able to communicate with in the case of a major incident. You would like to send an SMS to them and have an SMS chat instead of calling them, because the phone might be busy if something happens. So you will be able to have, and the external part will be able to receive and send SMS to this incident group. And I just would like to communicate to the persons in this group that is in duty right now. So I'm using the innovaphone waiting queue group. So I've connected that with a WebSocket solution, so I can see directly who is logged in and logged out. And it's only those who are logged in that will receive these messages. And the same process here, I'm connecting the innovaphone platform. I'm doing this now, not with HTTP. I'm doing it with a WebSocket URL and a WebSocket ID instead. Then I'm building the workflow. And in this case, the same thing. I just have to install it. Since this case is ready to use directly, I create this URL and I put this into myApps. Now, in this case, I will use the same app as before, but I can have many Bosbec myApps into the platform. But in this case, I will use the same app, so I have to change this URL in innovaphone. Then I do it like this. I go into the same app. I can go up here and I change this URL here. And then I will access to another app in here. So that you can see the view is different. But first, I will show you how I log in and log out to the waiting queue group. So I have this soft phone here, and I will show you from the groups here. I have created 3 groups. I have the incident team, and I can see here who is logged into the team, and I can see who has logged out from the waiting queue group. So in this case, it's only me. It's only my phone number here, and the same thing here. This is the same person here. But if I go into the soft phone, I'm logging in by pushing *32 square. So now I should be logged into the group. Here you can see I changed from out to in instead. So now you can see I'm in this group instead. So now if I'm sending an SMS, I will receive that. If somebody sends an SMS to a specific number, I will receive that SMS into the myApps platform in the chat. So if I go back here, go into the app, and you can see here, this is the chat that will push on, and I can see if there's a yellow dot here, I have received a new message. So I will take my phone number and send a SMS text message here. Testing SMS on webinar. So, and now you can see here, I received a new message. It's a yellow dot here. Then I can go into the chat and have a look at this chat. Now I have used this chat before, but this is how the chat looks like. And all in the waiting queue will be in the same chat in this case. And they can reply back. Hi, and thank you. I'm replying back like this. Yeah, so this is the second example that I would like to show you. And it's pretty much the same with all the solutions you can get. You're creating the service, and then you can publish them and use them directly from the myApps in here. I would like to summarize a little bit what I'm saying here. So together with innovaphone and Bosbec low-code solution, it will be very easy to build add-on products and use them from myApps. It's a very powerful solution that can be used for many people at the same time. And it's very easy to integrate. In this case, we integrated just one part, the innovaphone part, but it could be that we are collecting data for other systems as well. For example, in this waiting queue case, we could put the participants in the waiting queue, for example, for Microsoft ID, and put them directly to a waiting queue group that can be used from there. And it will be very easy to use the services from myApps. So if I summarize, say here, this solution will cost you €99 per month, and it will be for unlimited user per innovaphone platform. And my contact details you have here, jacob@bosbec.com.
Have a nice weekend and stay healthy, huh?